Welcome to the solution for question 6 from tutorial 3, Foundations of Finance, BFW 1001. We were not able to cover this during the regular class period because of time constraints, so let's jump right into it. So in this question, we have a nominal interest rate of 6%, which is compounded on a quarterly basis, meaning 4 times a year or every 3 months. So we want to value a security with these terms, which pays us $100 in 8 months from today. And we have to do this in 2 ways. First, using a continuous compounding rate, and second, using a 2-month rate. So let's begin with part A. In part A, we need to know the fair value or the present value of this security using a continuous compounding rate. So we know that we have to invoke Euler's number, the equation with the E. In that equation, we know what we want. We have the element of time, t, which is 8 months. Obviously, the 8 months would have to be converted into a yearly basis, 8 divided by 12. We have the future value of $100 because we know that we will receive these $100 in 8 months from today. What we do not know, however, is the continuous compounded rate, or RC. So we have to solve for this RC first. This RC, or continuous compounded rate, is equivalent to the quarterly compounding. So we can actually create an equation where we have 2 sides representing these 2 types of compounding. On the left-hand side, let's have the quarterly compounding, and on the right-hand side, we will have the continuous compounding. These 2 rates are going to be equivalent. And we do know what the rate for the quarterly compounding is. So we don't have any unknown on the left-hand side of the equation. We only have an unknown, RC, on the right-hand side of the equation. So if we solve for this RC value can be input into what we originally discussed. So let's go through the computations. 1 plus RQ to the power n is equivalent to e to the power RC. Now I put in RQ here to denote that this is being compounded on a quarterly basis. You don't have to use the same notations. This is only to make the understanding easier for you. So this RQ obviously is not going to be 6%, which is given in an annual term. RQ will be 6% divided by 4. There are 4 quarters in 1 year. So that would be 1.5%. So RQ is 0.015. And the number of periods, n, will be 4. As I said, 4 quarters in 1 year. So the left-hand side is taken care of. On the right-hand side, we have e to the power RC. As you recall, by taking the natural log, we are able to get rid of the e part, the Euler's number part. So let's take a natural log of the both sides. On the left-hand side, we will have the natural log of 1 plus RQ to the power n. And on the right-hand side, we will be left with RC. So we solve for the RC, and the value will be 5.95 something percent. That's all we need. Now we can input this information, the value of RC, into a continuously compounded formula. We know that the future value here is going to be present value times e to the power t times RC. So the present value is going to be future value divided by e to the power t times RC. We have the t is 8 months, so the t will have to be converted into a yearly basis. So 8 months equals 8 divided by 12 equals 0.6666. And RC, we just computed RC. Input this information into your calculator or Excel, and you will arrive at the present value, which is the fair value of this security, which provides us with $100 in 8 months from today. So part 1 is now done. Let's focus on part 2. We now do the exact same process. Find out the equivalent rate when it is on a 2-month basis. Before we did this for a continuous compounding, our right-hand side of the equation was RC, but now the right-hand side of the equation will be the 2-month rate. So the left-hand side will be the same as before, the quarterly rate. On the right-hand side, we will have R2, 2 monthly. And because it is every 2 months, our number of periods n will be 6 times. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So in this way, we solve for our 2 months, and we get that the result is going to be 0.0099. And that is all we needed. Now we plug this information into future value divided by 1 plus r of 2 months to the power of number of periods. So what is the number of periods? Our security matures in 8 months. And what is our compounding frequency? It is 2 months. So 8 months is essentially 4 periods of 2 months. So our number of periods here, n, will be 4. 2 months times 4 equals 8 months. So we have the rate that we wanted. We simply input that into the formula, and the final result will be 96 point something dollars. So that is the end of the discussion for question 6. As always, if you have any queries or anything that you need consultation about or need clarifications on, please do not hesitate to contact me on my official email address. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week.